The quest for knowledge has a beginning, but has no end. And the knowledge that we gain gives us that power which no one can ever take away from us. Good morning and Jai Jagat, everyone. I, on behalf of Center for School Improvement, extend a very warm welcome to one and all who have joined us today for this third event of our 8th Literary Fest for primary section. And today's event is Lit Wizards for class 5. And as the name suggests, today we have among us little wizards. And like a wizard has magical powers and concocts magic potion with various ingredients, today these little ones are going to enthrall us with their magical answers and prompt answers when they will also be bombarded with questions pertaining to their knowledge of literature. And literature is nothing but it's a celebration of language. And literature plays a very important role, very eminent role in our lives, because through literature, we come to know about our culture, about various places, and many more things. And today, with these children, we are going to journey back to our childhood days, and we are going to meet all those characters of the books which we read at those times, and we are going to reach those settings and relive those moments. So let's set the ball rolling and let's gear up to learn and gain knowledge about our literature through these little wizards. But we all know that praying is the most important part of the day, because prayer is like an invitation to God for being with us in all that we do. So let us join hands for the school prayer, please. I would now request our respected Ms. Shushmita Basu, our Superior Principal and Head Center for School Improvement, to kindly bless the children and also address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
A very good morning to you all. Just reduce that volume, no, because a very good morning to you all, dear. A very good morning to you all, dear children. Can you hear me?
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just put the volume, reduce it absolutely to zero. Zero. So very good morning to you all, dear children, Jai Jagat, and it's lovely to see you all and lovely to see you all in the school. We were waiting for you all to come back and be with us. And it is indeed delightful to see you all in school together, because I remember last time when we had it, you all were at your respective online, of course, even today it's online, but you all were in your homes and you had to keep a kind of coordination and connection between you and your quizmate who belonged to your team. And it was a little difficult. And this time, thank God that we are all here in safe surroundings. And it's wonderful to see you all. And you all are the proud representatives of your school. So wishing you all the best for this quiz competition. And though it is a competition, you know, there are two things that matter in any competition. It is what you know, how you present it, and of course, a little bit of luck, because it always depends on which question comes your way, right? So give it your best. And though we have something which we are calling a competition, it is just something, it's a competition, you call it a competition, but it is an occasion where we are getting to know each other, and most importantly, we are getting to learn. We will learn when we hear other people speak, when we hear other questions being asked, and it is a learning experience for all of us. Not just learning, but it is a confidence boosting experience also. So children, give it your best, and as they say, leave unto God the rest. So all the best. Just one last point, and that is that I know all of you all are very eager to answer the questions, and you know a lot, but very patiently deal with the questions. When the question comes, as the question is being, announced there for you, listen very carefully. Listen with a lot of care, and then don't, sometimes you think you know the answer, and most often you might know it, but don't jump to the answer before the question is over, because you are going to get your time. You pause and answer. Even if you are so sure of the answer, you pause, think, have a little, conversation between the two of you within the time limit, and then make a very mature and well judged reply. So very often it happens that you think you know it, and even before the question is over, you want to, pat the answer comes. But, in the process, you miss something or you make a mistake. So be very, very careful, have patience, have confidence in yourselves, and listen very carefully to the complete question. Pause, discuss, and then answer. So all the very best, and may the best team win. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your blessings and your good wishes. And blessings are, if there are more, they are better. So we would like to take more blessings from our respected Ms. Vera Hajela, Head Spoken English and CMS Alumni Association, and ISO High Project and Dramatics. Ma'am, please, if you could hear from you.
Thank you so much, Vinita ma'am. And thank you, Basu ma'am, for setting the tone for the day for the wizards. And I can see the eager beavers. They're all set to sort of answer the questions coming their way. Very well prepared, the know-all of from each of the campuses, the best children there, the best teams there to represent their respective campuses. So how are you feeling, kids? You can show me with your, thumbs up. Are you feeling on top of the world? Are you feeling on top of the world? Oh, yes. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's wonderful, kids. Very good. Are you nervous? Somewhat? Somewhat? No? No? Okay, that's splendid. So that's wonderful. And we are expecting to really, Basu ma'am and I are looking forward to a wonderful session. And I'm sure so are all the viewers on YouTube and in your campuses, back in your campuses, the children, your own peers, your own teachers are going to hear you, see you participate and celebrate your knowledge, because today is one such competition where knowledge will come to fore. How well informed and how well read you are in terms of literature is going to come to fore. And yet, as Basu ma'am rightly mentioned, this is not a competition of where you need to be the winner, essentially. It's about, of course, exhibiting what you know, but also getting to know what you don't know, perhaps. And that is something which we have to do perennially, continuously, all of us. Me included, Basu ma'am included, all your teachers included, all the principals of the various campuses included, because human existence is about perennial and perpetual learning. And therefore, there is no question or there is no room for any disappointment this morning during the event. It's all about feeling up for it, welcoming the question, thinking and discussing, putting forth one's answer, and should you not know, get to know what the correct answer to the question is. So without further ado, all the best to all of you, a huge God bless, and a super congratulations to the CSI team for putting this fabric together brilliantly. Looking forward to a wonderful session exhibited by the Lit Wizards. All yours for you to unfold. Thank you very much and a huge God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your very, very encouraging words. And today we have with us our senior principal, Ms. Jayashree Krishnan, principal RN1, and also respected Ms. Trapti Dwivedi from Ashrafabad principal. And we welcome you, ma'am. And now we would like to begin the event.
Thank you so much, Vinita ma'am. And I would also like to wish all the children the very best and looking forward for a very, very exciting and, excellent event. We are really looking for this. So wish you all the best, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the very best to all the participants. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for everybody's blessings and good wishes. And with that, we would like to begin. And children, before we begin the event, I would like to state the rules for the event. And please listen to them very carefully, and they'll be displayed on the board, so you all can see them also. And can I have the rules on the board, please? Yeah, the rules are, each campus has been allotted a code. Children, you have been given the codes, and we will be calling you by your codes only, not by your campus name or your own names. So there'll be 4 rounds. Round 1 is based on books and authors. Round 2 is based on characters and settings. Round 3 is audio-visual round. And round 4 is a mixed bag. The moderator will ask a question and the participants will get 30 seconds to answer. One participant from each team will answer aloud within the stipulated time limit of 30 seconds. Questions will not be passed. And the marking, 10 marks will be given for the correct answer. No marks will be deducted for any incorrect answer. And there are 5 prizes in total: first, second, third, and 2 special mention prizes. So children, wish you a very, very I wish you a lot of good luck and hope you'll really entertain us through your answers. And, thank you for taking us to our childhood days today. So all the very best. And let me introduce you all to the moderators for today. The moderators for your event are Ms. Anu Sharma and Ms. Sunita Basi. And I would like to now request Anu ma'am to take over and for the further proceedings.
Thank you, Vanita ma'am. So welcome you all, and we are waiting to have an interaction with you all. Before that, I would introduce the scorers and the team which is going to be scoring for the event and tabulation of the result. We have Ms. Rajni Singh, Ms. Tanu Tiwari, and Ms. Sudeshna Deb for that. Then the presentation will be taken care by Ms. Abhya Kapoor. We have tech support from Mr. Shivanshu from the Korean Search Department, Mr. Jayant from Station Road, he's the IT assistant here, and Ms. Shweta, she's also helping us. She's also a part of Station Road campus. Mr. Farhan was also there. He helped us in setting up the YouTube and the links and everything. Thank you so much for the tech support. And as far as the putting up of the quiz is concerned, we all did our bit. Everybody did our bit, but we had the people who kind of did a little bit of research work into this. We had Ms. Vanita Oberoi, Ms. Sunita Basi, Ms. Anu Sharma, Ms. Rachna Mathur, and Ms. Rakhi Mishra. We tried to put up a good quiz for you. I hope you enjoy it through it, and just learn something out of it and take certain things with you as a learning. That is the biggest thing, because these are just small stones, small steps for a bigger step, for a bigger leap, which is preparing you for that. Okay. So all the best to all of you. So shall we begin? The first round, it's on books and authors. We've tried to pick on the children's literature, but we have also taken up some classics. Because we feel that you should be, if you're encountered by some classical literature or some classics or the names of the authors, then you are not ignorant of that. You know who are they and which books have they written. Maybe you wouldn't read them now, but you would read them in future. Right. So Abhya ma'am, can we have I want QC01 to unmute. QC01.
Yes,
Please
yes.
unmute yourself. Yes. Abhya ma'am, can we have the question? The question for you is, what is the title of Rudyard Kipling's first collection of short stories? I repeat the question. What is the title of Rudyard Kipling's first collection of short stories? The options are The Light That Failed, Captains Courageous, Plain Tales from the Hills, Departmental Ditties. And your time begins now. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the answer is Plain Tales from the Hills.
Bingo, you got it absolutely right. Rudyard Kipling was born in Mumbai and he's written varied literature. And these stories are basically set in the hills of Simla, which was actually the capital of British India. And look at the contradiction. They are the plain tales from the hills. So he specifically named his book in such a manner just to catch the attention of the readers. That's very good. QC01 gets full 10 points. They get full 10 points. Can we have QC02 unmuting now, unmuting themselves?
Yes, ma'am.
And keep yourself unmuted. Keep yourself unmuted, QC02. Don't mute yourself, okay? Can we have the second question, Abhya ma'am? The question for you is, which of the following is a popular novel written by Charles Dickens? I again repeat, Which of the following is a popular novel written by Charles Dickens? The White Man's Burden, Great Expectations, One Crazy Summer, War and Peace. Your time begins now.
The answer is Great Expectations.
Bingo, you got it absolutely right. Yes, it's a story about a small orphan boy named Pip. I wouldn't tell you much about Charles Dickens because through and through the quiz, we'll be unfolding the authors also. So I'll give you a little bit of information because I give you too much of information, then the answers for the other upcoming questions will be out. Okay, so this is kind of a little warm up for you all. QC02, you get full 10 points. QC03, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Now, the question for you is, which of the following is a true story set during the revolt of 1857 and is written by Ruskin Bond? I'll repeat the question. Which of the following is a true story set during the revolt of 1857 and is written by Ruskin Bond? The options are A Flight of Pigeons, Angry River, Delhi's Not Far, The Wind on Haunted Hill. Your time begins now.
Delhi is not far.
You still have 16 seconds. Think about it. Discuss amongst yourselves and then give the answer. Can you come again? Say the pardon, children. Final answer from you. One chance.
Ma'am, it was A Flight of Pigeons.
You said A Flight of Pigeons?
Yes, ma'am.
A? Yes, it's absolutely right. A Flight of Pigeons. You should never lose hope. You gave incorrect answers. You take full time. What did Basu ma'am say? Take full time. Take your 30 seconds and then announce your answer. Okay? You wobbled between the options, but Flight of Pigeons is the correct answer. And there was a Hindi film which was made on this by the name of Junoon. Maybe you've not seen it. It was made when we were very small. We were of the same age as you are now. This movie was made on the same on this novel. You get full 10 points. Now, can we move to QC04? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, the question for QC04, can we have? Which of the following is the third book of the Harry Potter series? Third book of the Harry Potter series. The options are Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is Harry Potter, the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Absolutely. You're a great, it seems you're a great fan of Harry Potter. Is that so? Seen all the movies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know what was the name of the first movie of Harry Potter?
I don't remember it, ma'am, but I've seen all the movies.
It's weird, you know the third book, but you've forgotten the first book. It was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. But later, the philosopher word was changed to Sorcerer's Stone. Why? Because some audience in America did not like the word philosopher. They felt it is not magical and it had to be replaced with sorcerers. And J.K. Rowling is actually an English writer, and she writes for kids. She's written all fiction which is based on fantasy. You get full 10 points here. Do we have QC05 now? QC05?
Yes, ma'am.
Please unmute yourself. The question for you is, who is the author of the most loved children's story, The Jungle Book? Lewis Carroll, Charles Dickens, Sudha Murthy, Rudyard Kipling. Your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is Rudyard Kipling.
Absolutely. Rudyard Kipling is the right answer, and you get full 10 marks for this. Can we have QC06? Can we have
Yes,
QC?
ma'am.
Yes. QC06, the question for you is, which of the following is a children's fairy tale written by J.K. Rowling, released during the COVID times? Okay. It was released during the COVID times, a fairy tale written by J.K. Rowling. The options are Jabberwocky, The Ichabod, Persuasion, Through the Looking Glass. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is the Ichabod.
Okay, you've got the correct answer here. It is actually a fairy tale. It is set in a fairyland. That fairyland is the king for the fairyland is it is ruled by King Fred, and Ichabod is a monster there. And this monster eats away all the cattle and the sheep of the land. That's great. She released it during 2020 for the children to read and enjoy in the difficult times, COVID times. So QC06 also gets full 10 marks. Can we have the next question? And QC07, please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. QC07, yes. Which of the following novel author pair is correct? The Blue Umbrella, Sudha Murthy, A Tramp Abroad, Lewis Carroll, Crazy Times with Uncle Ken, R.K. Narayanan, Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. Your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is D, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Okay, absolutely. You gave the correct answer. It's Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So you get full 10 marks here. Can we have the next team coming up? QC08? QC08? Yes.
Yes,
The question for you is, name the author of the book Kabuliwala. The options are Rabindranath Tagore, R.K. Narayan, Sudha Murthy, Ruskin Bond, and your time begins now.
Miss, it is Rabindranath Tagore.
Absolutely, you get full 10 marks here. So this is kind of a warming up for you all. We want you all to feel confident to enter through the second round. You get full 10 marks here, QC08. Can we have the next team, QC09?
Yes, ma'am.
I like these smiles coming across your face. So now you all are relaxed and ready for the rest of the quiz coming up. QC09. The question for you is, who authored the novel Oliver Twist? Was it Lewis Carroll, Mark Twain, Enid Blyton, or Charles Dickens?
Ma'am, the answer is D, Charles Dickens.
It's Charles Dickens.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, it's Charles Dickens. Absolutely, get full 10 marks here. Can we have the next team coming up? QC10?
Yes, ma'am.
QC10?
Yes, ma'am.
Unmute yourself. Yes. You have to identify the author of The Prince and the Pauper. The options are Mark Twain, Roald Dahl, Charles Dickens, J.K. Rowling, and your time begins now.
It is Mark Twain, A option. Ma'am, can
Should-
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So shall we take this option, Mark Twain? Your partner is, okay. It is absolutely correct. The answer is Mark Twain, so you get full 10 marks here. It's a story about two boys who are born on the same day and they're identical. The names of these boys are Tom Canty and Prince Edward VI of England. And then they switch their places and the plot goes on from there. So one is a prince and the other is a pauper, means a person who doesn't have much money. Is there anybody in your room right now, child? Whom are you looking at?
There is no one in our room. Ma'am, we are alone.
Okay. Okay. Can we have QC11 unmuting themselves? QC11.
Yes, ma'am.
Which of the following is a work of Ruskin Bond? Mansfield Park, The Cherry Tree, Emma, The Golden Age. Your time begins now. Discuss and give the answer.
Ma'am, the golden age. Then the answer is the golden age.
The golden. Shall we lock this answer? The Golden Age? Okay, your time ends now. The answer that you gave was the Golden Age, which is actually not the correct answer. The correct answer for this is The Cherry Tree. The Cherry Tree is a book written by Ruskin Bond. It is in the form of a poem, and it actually tells about a little girl who sows a seed and it grows into a big tree. And all the emotions and other things which this girl comes across when the tree is growing are written in that particular book. Okay, doesn't matter. Better luck next time. There are more rounds coming up. Okay, so QC 11 has not opened their score yet. Can we have QC 12? Abhya ma'am, I'm unable to see the teams first. QC 12, QC 12, the question for you is, which of the following books has been authored by Jane Austen? The Hidden Pool, Sense and Sensibility, The Magic Finger, The Witches. And your time begins now. Discuss and give the answer. You can discuss amongst yourselves. I'm afraid your time is up. Would you like to give an answer? Would you like to give an answer? Choose an answer. Unmute yourself, children. We can't hear you. QC 12, we can't hear you. Okay, the correct answer for this is B, Sense and Sensibility. And now you don't get any marks because you couldn't give any answer. We move to the next team, QC 13. QC 13. Please mute yourself now. QC 12.
Yes, ma'am.
QC 13, can we see your QC 12, please mute yourself. QC 13, the question for you is, name the author of the book, The Bird with Golden Wings. Your options are R.K. Narayan, Roald Dahl, Sudha Murthy, and J.K. Rowling? The Bird with Golden Wings.
It's C. Sudha Murthy.
Absolutely. It's C. Sudha Murthy. You get full 10 marks for this. You know who Sudha Murthy is? She's a teacher of engineering students. She's basically a social worker and an author. She is the chairperson of Infosys. And the story about this, the book that she's written, The Bird with Golden Wings, it is about a little girl, poor girl, who feeds all the rice that she has to the bird, and that bird has magical powers, and that bird gives her all the gifts to this girl, and then the neighbor gets a little jealous, and then he tries to fabricate how to get more gifts from the bird. So it's a very nice book. If you've not read it, please read it. Can we have QC 14 unmuting? Yes. The question for QC 14 is, identify the book in which a young girl chases a rabbit into a fantasy world. Your options are?
Alice.
Your time begins now. You didn't let me say the options also. Would you like to give me the answer?
Yes, ma'am. The answer is B. Alice Adventures in Wonderland.
Okay, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. You get it absolutely right. You get full 10 marks for this. Can we have QC 15 coming up now? QC 15?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The question for QC 15 is, who has written the famous novel, The English Teacher? Sudha Murthy, R.K. Narayan, Ruskin Bond, Charles Dickens, and your time begins now.
A, B, C. Ma'am, B. R.K. Narayan.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. B. R.K. Narayan is actually the correct answer. So you get full 10 marks here. Congratulations. Now, can we have QC? Yes, who's there?
Ma'am, I'm QC 02. I'm sorry to interrupt, but ma'am, actually I want to go washroom as it is urgent.
If it's urgent, then please go to the washroom and come back soon. Okay. I told you in the beginning by 9:45, relieve yourself of all these washroom and drinking of water. So you may leave and come back soon. Okay, Chia? Okay, QC 16, you're ready? The question for you is, identify the author of the book Roughing It. Options are Mark Twain, Ruskin Bond, Lewis Carroll, Charles Dickens, and your time begins now.
Ma'am, the correct answer is Mark Twain.
The correct answer is Mark Twain. Okay. Yeah, it's absolutely right. The answer is Mark Twain. It is actually a semi-autobiography of his travels. Okay. Do you know the difference between biography and autobiography? No? Okay. Unmute yourself, dear. Okay. Okay. What is that sound which is coming? No? Okay. Actually, autobiography is a story of the writer, his own story. The writer, when the writer writes about his own life, that's called an autobiography. And when he's talking about somebody else's life, that's he's talking like, if I write about APJ Abdul Kalam, then that's a biography that I'm doing on him. And if I write about my own life, my childhood days, my young days, and me as a teacher, I write about my own self, then that's an autobiography. Okay. Now, when I say it's semi-autobiography, that means some of the things in the book are of Mark Twain's life, and some he's fabricated or he's added some drama there. Okay. So this book is a semi-autobiography of his travels. Now, can we have QC 17 unmuting themselves? And
Yes,
the question for you is, which among the following is a children's book by Sudha Murthy? The Magic of the Lost Temple, The Mysterious Stranger, The Magic Mountain, Magic Tree House. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is A, The Magic of the Lost Temple.
The Magic of the Lost Temple. Absolutely. Do you know the storyline, dear? Do you know the story?
No, ma'am, I just remember that I just remembered what they wrote. I didn't read the story.
Oh, you haven't read the story. Okay, I'll tell you a gist of the story, the summary of the story, but do go back and read it because it's a fantastic book. It's about a city girl, Nooni, who lives with her grandparents in a village in Karnataka. And then she involves herself in flurry of activities which are happening in the village, like papad making, going for picnics, and all those small things, small activities which happen in a village life. She involves herself in that and she enjoys going through those activities. Okay. So it's very nicely written by Ma'am Sudha Murthy. Please pick up those books and read it. You'll enjoy. And there'll be many lessons of life that you're going to learn from those books. Can we have QC 18 unmuting themselves? Yes. Unmute yourself. Yeah. The question for you is, which of the following book author pair is correct? The options are The Magic Drum, R.K. Narayan, Gitanjali, Rabindranath Tagore, A Flight of Pigeons, Roald Dahl, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Ruskin Bond. Yes.
Gitanjali by Rabindranath. Ma'am, the answer is Gitanjali, Rabindranath Tagore.
Absolutely, that's the correct answer. It's a book written by Rabindranath Tagore, and it's a compilation of all poems which he's written. You get full 10 marks here. Now we come to the last team. We have QC 19. And the question for you is, which of the following books has been penned down by Lewis Carroll? The Innocents Abroad, Sylvie and Bruno, The Bachelor of Arts, The Dark Room.
Ma'am, Sylvie and Bruno.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anybody in your room, dear?
No, ma'am.
What were you looking? Whom were you looking at, dear? You looked up. I felt that you looked up at somebody. If there is anybody, please ask that person to leave the room. Okay? Okay. I take it. It's absolutely the answer is Sylvie and Bruno, and get 10 marks here. But I would request all the teams, if there's anybody in the room, if you have a teacher or anybody, please ask them to move out of the room. If we see your eyes roaming here and there, believe me, we are going to deduct marks, one thing, and debar you from the quiz. Your eyes have to be glued onto the screens. You discuss amongst yourselves and provide us with the answers. But you look up like this, you look up like that, we're going to just put a 0 there and not let you participate further. Okay? So please be careful about it, because online we have to be very careful of all these things. That's fine. You get 10 marks. Rajni ma'am, can we have the scores, please?
The scores. QC. Not audible. Hello. Okay, now the scores after first round are QC 01 10 marks, QC 02 10, 03 10, 04 10, 05. In fact, all the teams have opened their account except QC 11 and QC 12. So all the best to QC 11 and 12. You have more rounds to go. Just try to do good. Thank you.
Now I request Sunita ma'am to take us through the second round.
And here we are into the second round of the Lit Wizards for Class 5. We've had amazing results in the first round and hope the same for the second round too. In this round, we're going to reverse the gears and begin the first question with code QC19. So code QC19, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The question for you is, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is a novel in dash, and the options are the Chronicles of Narnia series, B, Magical Fairy Tales, C, the Circus series, and D, Magic Faraway Tree. And your time begins now.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the correct answer is the Chronicles of Narnia series.
Oh, that's a good, correct answer. You get full marks. QC19 gets full marks for giving us the correct answer. So we move on to QC18.
Yes,
Abhi,
ma'am. Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
have the QC18.
Yes, ma'am.
QC19, you all mute yourselves. QC18, yes. The question for you is, complete the following catchphrase by the Toyland policeman, halt in the name of dash, and your options are A, law, B, Claude, C, man, and D, war. And your time begins now.
I think the answer is law because.
Discuss the answer amongst yourselves, children.
Ma'am, the answer is law.
The answer is law.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm afraid the answer is wrong.
I'm afraid the answer is incorrect. The correct answer is halt in the name of Claude. And you know who is Claude in the story? Claude is a police officer in the Noddy series. And this catchphrase is from the Noddy series. And Claude always pretends to know the problem, but he can never figure it out. Okay, so
Okay,
I'm afraid you get no marks. QC18. QC17, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The question for you is, what is the name of the best friend of the Hardy Boys who was always hungry? And your time begins now. And the options are, I'll read out the options for you. A is Sher Morton, B is Alex Morton, C is Chet Morton, and D is Bert Morton. I'm sure you must have read the Hardy Boys.
No, ma'am.
No?
Ma'am, I think it's C, Chet Morton.
Chet Morton? Yes, that's the correct answer, though you guessed it, but you got the correct answer. It's C, Chet Morton. And Chet Morton is portrayed as a plump and chubby friend of the Hardy Boys. That's why it says was always hungry. And the question says he was always hungry. Okay. QC16. Are you ready? QC16?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The question for you is, what is the name of Nancy Drew's father? And the options are Carmen Drew, Carlton Brew, and Kevin Brew. And your time begins now.
Yes, ma'am. So
Yes.
the answer is Carson Green.
The answer is Carson Brew. Bang on, you hit the right answer. You get full marks for that. QC 16 gets full 10 marks. QC 15.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you
Yes,
ready?
ma'am.
Yes. The question for you is, what magical power is the White Witch in the Narnia series best known for? And your options are A, can disguise herself to resemble her surroundings. B, can turn people to stones. C, can turn into a serpent. And D, can transform creatures to take on different appearances. And your time starts now. You can discuss the answer amongst yourselves.
Ma'am, D. Ma'am, the correct answer D. Ma'am,
Can you read out? Can you read out?
Can transform creatures to take on different appearances.
Can transform creatures to take on different appearances. I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. Option B is the correct answer. She could turn people to stones. QC 14, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you all is, name the missing member of the famous five. The four names are Julian, Dick, George, and you have to name the fifth one. And the options are Jimmy, Simmy, Timmy, and Kimmy. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, I think the answer is Jimmy.
You said Jimmy. Is
Yes.
that your final answer? Jimmy, that means option A.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's your final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is Timmy. That is option C. And you've not read the Famous Five series? Have you read?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, I'll tell you something about the Famous Five series. The Famous Five series is a series of adventure novels and short stories for children, and they're written by, you know who has written the Famous Five stories? Oh, okay. Novels and short stories for children, and you must read them, okay? You must read them. And you know who's Timmy? Timmy is a dog. He is a part of the Famous Five gang. Okay, Timmy is a dog of the famous four children. Sometimes he's also called by the name Timothy. Okay. QC 13, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is, what is the name of the Hardy Boys motorboat? So they often travel on a motorboat in the series, okay? And the options are the Shark, the Queen, the Sleek, and the Sleuth. And your time starts now.
And it is D, the sleuth.
It is D, the Sleuth. That means you have read the Hardy Boys stories, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And
That's the correct answer. You wanted to say something?
no, ma'am.
And you get full marks, 13. QC 12, are you ready with are you all ready?
Ma'am, are we audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, ma'am, we are ready.
Okay, the question for you is, who kills the White Witch in the Chronicles of Narnia series? And your options are A, Edmund, B, Peter, C, Aslan, and D, Tumnus. And the time begins now.
Yes, Aslan was. Ma'am, Peter, can we Ma'am, we will go for option C, Aslan.
Aslan. Oh, that's the correct answer. You get full marks for that. It's Aslan. And who's Aslan?
Ma'am, Aslan is the lion in the Chronicles of Narnia series.
Very good, very good. You read the Chronicles of Narnia very well. Okay, we come to QC 11. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am, we are ready.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Your question is, name the two mischievous goblins in the Noddy series. And your options are Sly and Gobbo, Sly and Turbo, Amy and Gobbo, Sammy and Lobo. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, the correct answer is A1. Sly and Gobbo.
Sly and Gobbo. Yes, that's the correct answer. You get full marks for that. Do you know what are goblins? What are goblins? Do you know?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you what are goblins. Goblins are small, ugly looking creatures, and they're like dwarfs, okay? And they're mischievous and sometimes evil also. And they love to annoy the people of Toyland in the Noddy series. QC 10, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The question for you is, what is the profession of Nancy Drew's father? And the options are A, architect, B, teacher, C, doctor, and D, lawyer. And your time begins now. Do discuss the answer amongst yourselves. Oh, I'm afraid time is up and you did not give us the answer, so you get no marks. But your late child, you had to answer within the 30 seconds. Your answer is correct, but we cannot give you marks. The correct answer is D, lawyer. He was a lawyer. So, QC 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is, which Toyland characters really enjoy getting knocked over by other people in the Noddy series? And your options are A, the Goblins, B, Mr. Plod and Big Ears, C, the Skittles, and D, Jersey Bear and Tubby Bear. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, we think the answer is the goblins.
You think the answer is the Goblins? That's the final answer from your side?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. And the correct answer is the Skittles. Okay, what are Skittles? They are a family of bowling pins. You know what are bowling pins? You know what are bowling pins? Yes, could you tell us?
Ma'am, it is like a tall. It is like this.
Okay. It's a game. You must have been to a bowling alley.
Yes, ma'am.
In the gaming zones in the malls. So there are 9 pins and you have to make them fall by throwing a ball at them. Okay. So they are called Skittles. So I'm afraid QC 9 gets no marks. QC 8, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you all is, Julius Caesar was a general and politician of the Dash Empire. And the options are German, Roman, Trojan, and Spanish. And the time
It's
begins
B.
now. Let the
Miss,
time
it is
start.
B.
Yeah.
Miss, it is B. Roman.
It is B, Roman. That's the right answer. Very good. And QC08 gets full 10 marks for answering it correctly. QC07.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The question for you is, who acts as a lawyer to save Antonio from Shylock in the play Merchant of Venice? And your options are Jessica, Lancelot, Lorenzo, and Portia. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is B. Lancelot.
Lancelot, you said. I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. And the correct answer is D, Portia. Okay, it's D, Portia. And you know what is the Merchant of Venice all about? It is a famous play by William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare.
Yes, and it was set in the city of Venice. Do you know where is Venice?
Ma'am, Northern Italy. Ma'am, Northern Italy.
Venice is in Italy, yes. Venice is in Italy. Yes. So I'm afraid you get no marks for that. QC06, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, we are ready.
Okay, the question for you is, what is the name of the city in which the Hardy Boys live? Options are A, Bayport, B, Bayside, C, Hudson Bay, and D, Bay City. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, the answer is the Bayport. A.
The answer is A, you said, Bayport?
Yes,
that's the correct answer, absolutely correct. And you get full marks for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
QC06 gets full 10 marks for answering the question correctly. Okay. QC05, are you ready?
Yes, yes, ma'am, ready.
Okay. The question for you all is, which children's author created the character Amelia Jane, a naughty doll who always did what she wanted? And your options are Rudyard Kipling, Roald Dahl, Enid Blyton, and Jane Austen. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is Enid Blyton.
Yes, you're right. The answer is Enid Blyton. QC05 gets full marks for answering the question correctly. Enid Blyton has written a series of books for children, and amongst one of them is Amelia Jane series. Okay. QC04, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
The question for you is, which series of novels by Enid Blyton is based on a boarding school attended by her daughter? And your options are Mallory Towers, The Faraway Tree Stories, The Island of Adventure, Five Go Adventuring Again. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is A,
Melody Towers. Yes, right. That's the correct answer. QC04, you get full 10 marks for answering it correctly. QC03, the question for you is QC04, can we pin QC04? QC04, is there anybody in your room? Children, yes, we can see. Is there somebody in your room, QC04? Please unmute yourself and answer. Is there anybody in your room?
No, ma'am.
But I saw you looking towards your left and shaking your head, child, the boy. Who was there?
Anybody is not there.
But you did look towards your left. No, I'm not talking about the girl, I'm talking about the boy. Was there somebody in the room, child?
No, ma'am.
Okay. QC03. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is, how much money does Shylock offer to lend Bassanio? And your options are A, 8,000 ducats, B, 3,000 ducats, C, 8,000 ducats, and D, 300 ducats. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is B, 3,000 ducats.
Could you repeat it? I couldn't hear.
B, 3,000 ducats.
You said B, 3,000 ducats? Yes,
Yes,
that's the
ma'am.
correct answer. And do you know from which story we've taken this question?
Yes,
From which
ma'am.
book?
Merchant of Venice.
The Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, yes. So you get full marks for answering it correctly. The answer is 3,000 ducats. Now, QC02. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
The question for you is, in order to marry Portia, suitors must choose any one of the three caskets. What is the correct casket made up of? And the options are A, bronze, B, lead, C, gold, and D, silver. And your time begins now. Let the time begin, child. Yes, now you can answer.
The correct answer is lead.
Very good. That's the correct answer. The correct answer is option B, that is lead. And you know what is lead? What is lead? In fact, all the four options, what are they? What are they? Bronze, lead, gold, and silver. You must have heard about them.
Yes, ma'am.
What are they?
Lead is the metal.
In the metals, yes. They are metals. You said metals or metals?
No, I said metal. Ma'am, metal.
Metal, he said. Okay, you're right. It's metals. QC02. Are you all ready? Sorry, QC01. I'm so sorry. QC01.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we are ready.
Yes. And that's the last team for today, for the second round, that is. And your question is, what does Antony offer Caesar in the marketplace in the play Julius Caesar? And your options are A, newspaper, B, chariot, C, the key to the city, and D, crown. And your time begins now.
Crown. Ma'am, we are locking the option D, crown.
Option D.
Crown. Yes.
Is there somebody in your room who prompted the answer, child?
No, ma'am. We discussed it.
You discussed it amongst yourselves? Sure?
Yes, ma'am. We discussed it.
Okay, we trust you. And the answer is correct. You said D, crown. And team 01 gets full marks. Very good. And with this, we come to the end of the second round. And over to Rajni ma'am for giving us the scores.
The scores after round 2 are QC01 20, QC02 20, QC03 20, QC04 20, QC05 20 marks, QC06 20 marks, QC07 10 marks, QC08 20, QC09 10, QC010, QC10 10, 11, 10, 12, 10, 13, 20. Then we have 14, 10 marks. Then 15, 10 marks. QC 16, 20 marks. QC 17, 10 marks. QC 17, 20 marks. QC 18, 10 marks. And QC 19, 20 marks.
So each of the teams has been able to open their account after the end of the second round. Now we come to the third round, which will be moderated by my colleague and friend, Anu.
Thank you so much, Sunita ma'am. Now we come to the third round, which is the audio-visual round. I request all the participants to listen to the audio clip or the video clip which is being shown to them, and then I'll ask the question later and you will answer it. Okay, I'll ask the question after you've seen the clip or you've heard the audio, right? Be very vigilant and all the best to all of you. Now we'll go from 1 onwards. So I would request QC01 to unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, QC01. You have an audio and a video clip. It's a video clip. See, listen to it carefully, and then I'll ask you the question.
Okay, ma'am.
Abhay ma'am, can we have it for them?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar.
Okay. The question for you is, you have to identify the speaker. You have to identify the speaker, and their time begins now.
Ma'am, the speaker is Mark Antony.
And can you tell me who Mark Antony was?
Ma'am, Mark Antony was a good friend of Julius Caesar.
So what was he speaking here all about? What was he speaking? And
Ma'am, he was, when Julius Caesar was killed, so he was speaking on his...
Was Julius Caesar killed or was he assassinated?
Ma'am, I think so, Julius Caesar.
Who's saying assassinated? Somebody is prompting the answer, dear. Please, the English teacher, I request you to leave the room. Then we'll have to change our way of marking the children. We'll start cross-questioning them. There'll be no direct questions then. What do you mean by assassination, child? Any idea? No. Okay. You complete what you were saying.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Mark Antony was saying on Julius Caesar's funeral.
Funeral.
About what he was saying.
Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you so much. You get full 10 marks here. Can we have the second team, QC02, unmuting themselves? Now you will, QC02, you have to, there'll be a photo shown to you. You just look at it and then we'll ask you a question. And please, dear, don't look here and there. Otherwise, we'll start deducting marks. And for QC01, I believe we'll have to ask Vera ma'am, because we very distinctly heard somebody prompting assassination.
Anu ma'am, I'd like to interrupt here.
Yes,
There was
ma'am.
definitely some kind of prompting, and therefore that round for that team is null and void.
So we don't give them any marks for that, ma'am?
No.
Right. Right, ma'am. Noted. Absolutely. Now we come to 02. 02, look at the picture which is being shown to you, and then the question will be asked. You have to identify the author, and your time begins now.
The author is Enid Blyton.
Absolutely, the author is Enid Blyton, and most of the times people think Enid Blyton is a man, and actually she's a lady, and she's written all the wonderful books that you might have read, the adventure stories, and many. There were many which Sunita ma'am had also asked questions on. So you get full 10 marks here. Thank you so much, dear. Can we have QC 03?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now you have a video clip. Please look at this video clip, and then I'll ask you the question.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now there is something that this girl is about to discover. What is that she's about to discover? It's from a movie. It's a movie clip, and this girl is about to discover something. Could you guess? The Witch, you said. Do you know from which movie has this been taken?
Ma'am, I think Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia series.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Chronicles of Narnia. But the answer is which, you say?
Yes, ma'am.
The answer is not the witch. She's about to discover the city of Narnia. She'll open the wardrobe door, and then she'll see the city of Narnia just behind it. Okay. So I'm afraid you don't get any marks for this. We have the next team, QC04, coming up.
Yes,
QC, yes. Now this is an audio clip for you. It's an audio. Listen to it carefully, and then I'll ask you the question.
My child came and told me, Amma, in our school there is a birthday party. I think there's a birthday party the big way, I suppose, nowadays. There's a birthday party, my friend's house, they take us to some 5-star restaurant. Some well-off parents can take, there's nothing wrong.
Okay, can you identify the speaker? Can you identify the speaker? Time begins, time has already begun.
We don't know the answer.
Oh, I'm afraid you don't get marks for this. The speaker is Miss Sudha Murthy. I told you about her. She is the chairperson of Infosys, and she's written many books for children. She's written, and that was a talk she made to the school children where she's talking about keeping a very humble background and keeping your profile very low, where she did not allow her children to go for fancy parties, though she had a lot of money. but she did not allow them to waste money in those birthday parties. Instead, she wanted them to give gifts and food to the needy and to the poor. Okay, so can we have QC05 now? QC05, you have a video. Okay, so you just look at that video and then I'll ask you a question on that. Okay, QC05, I want to know the name of this game. The lady, yes.
Yes. Ma'am, the name of this game is Quidditch.
Quidditch. So you're a Harry Potter fan?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh dear. So you've seen all the Harry Potter series? Yes, Quidditch. And can you give me the description of this game?
Yes, ma'am. As you can see, Quidditch is a game played on brooms. There are two opposing teams, and you have to score goals with a big red ball called the quaffle. And Harry, the main character of the whole series, he's the main person in the Quidditch game. What he has to do, he has to
kindly look up and speak, child.
Yes, ma'am. So he has to catch the snitch, which will end the game and get him extra 150 points for his team.
Okay. And does he win this game or he loses this game in this serial?
Yes, ma'am, he does win this game. There's only one game which he doesn't win, but otherwise Gryffindor is... They win a lot after Harry joins the team.
Okay. So is it a real game or it's a fantasy game?
Ma'am, it's a fantasy game.
It's a fantasy game which has been created by the author herself, J.K. Rowling. Right. Absolutely. So you get full 10 marks for this QC05. Now, can we have QC06?
Yes, ma'am, we are here.
Yes. QC6, you're going to be shown one, like it'll be a pic. Just look at that and then we'll ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Identify the author. The time begins now.
Ma'am, he is Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Okay. Can you tell me to which country did he belong?
Ma'am, Portsmouth.
Country. I'm asking the country.
Country.
Doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. The marks which were that you fetched were for identifying the author, but I just wanted to know whether you've read about him or not. Do go back and do a little bit of in-depth reading, children. I'm very happy to see that you're able to give us answers. You've gone through a lot of just flipped through the names of the literary works, but it'll be very nice if you pick up a few of those literary works and read them also. It'll really give you a lot of your language will be enriched and you'll have a different perspective of life also. Actually, Mark Twain was an American writer, and I somehow like all his quotes. His quotes are very witty. And he never liked his school days, and he writes all for his former education, the primary education. He has very weird quotes, and that shows in his writings also. So can we move to QC07 now? QC07, you have a video clip. Just look at the video clip and then I'll ask you the question. Okay, now you have to give me the name of this dog. And time begins now.
Ma'am, the answer is Timmy.
No, I'm afraid that's not the correct answer. And you still have 15 seconds. So you can think about it if you want to and change the answer that you've provided. I'm afraid your time is up. This is actually Noddy's dog and his name is Bumpy Dog. Okay, so it's from the Noddy series, right? Thank you so much. So you don't get any marks for this. Can we have QC08? Now this is a video clip for you. Look at it and then I'll ask you a question on it.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Shuffle deck. Card, cut. Deal, card. Cards, halt.
Okay, now there's a game being played here. Can you name the game? Your time begins now.
This the answer is cricket.
Cricket, okay. You still have 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3. If you want to change your answer. Okay, your time is over. You got the first letter right. You said cricket. It begins with C only, but the game that they're playing is croquet. Now this game is actually, this clip is from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and she is with the Queen of Hearts. And Queen of Hearts is a very peculiar kind of a queen because she's gone into a fantasy world. So there, the Queen of Hearts is playing the game of croquet with the help of live hedgehogs. The balls that you saw, they were animals. So she used to use the live hedgehogs as her balls, and she used to use flamingos as her bat, the mallets. Okay, and she used to hit the hedgehogs with the flamingos. And the soldiers, they had to double themselves to create arches. Actually, croquet is a real game which is played with plastic balls and mallets. This game, she's playing here the same game, but with the help of flamingos and hedgehogs, and her soldiers were actually doubling themselves to create arches. So the correct answer you couldn't get, but you have understood what this game is all about, and you've taken some kind of an information, you're taking some information back with you. So the game here in this book is croquet, okay? And it's a real game also played in real life. It's not a fantasy game. Can we have the next team coming up? 09. Okay.
Yes.
09, you also have a video to watch. Please see the video, watch the video very carefully, and we have a question for you.
Okay.
My story begins when I was a young boy.
You'll be comfy here in your mama's old room. I'd do anything for her to be here right now.
Grandma was a tough lady with a big heart. And little by little, she brought me out of my sadness. Now if you feel that you can't go on, darling, I didn't know it, but there was a dark shadow looming nearby.
Okay. So you have to give me the name of the book on which this movie has been made. It's by a very well-known writer, and we've already given you the syllabus of the writer. So it's one of those writers, and your time begins now. It's about a boy and a grandmother. The boy loses his parents and the grandmother comes to stay with him.
See?
Roughing it. It was by Charles Dickens, I think. Roughing it.
No, the answer is roughing it.
Roughing it. I'm afraid that's the wrong answer. The answer for this is The Witches. And the book has been written by Roald Dahl. Who but Roald Dahl? Roald Dahl has written all these fanciful books on children. And it's a beautiful movie. It's been released very recently, children. Do watch it. Okay, it's there on your YouTube. You can download it and watch it. It's very nicely picturized. And there are witches in here who do not like children. Okay, there's a society of witches who are children hating. They don't hate children, so they turn all those children into rats. So there are many rats running through the city because all the children have been turned into rats. Okay, can we have the next team? QC 10. QC 10, you again, yes, you have a video to watch. You watch this video and then I will ask a question based on it.
Say hooking on Friday, whitewash on Saturday.
I would, Aunt Polly, but there ain't any whitewash.
Oh, yes, there is. I mixed 3 whole bucketfuls myself.
That whole great big fence,
Every inch of it.
And you don't want any streaks in it.
Okay, so you have to give me the names of both these boys that you see. You have to give me both the names. One name, no marks. Your time begins now.
Is this Hardy Boys?
No, this is not Hardy Boys. If you had heard the dialogues, you would have come to know which book is this all about. You had to hear it. The elder of the two boys is calling that lady Aunt Polly. So where did we have Aunt Polly? Which book do we have Aunt Polly? Aunt Polly is in Tom Sawyer, Adventures of Tom Sawyer. He's about to paint this pens. She says, you're going to...
Wait, Mama.
Mark Twain is the name of the writer, but he's being punished into painting the fence on the weekend because he's been naughty. So Aunt Polly is punishing him. And the little boy, his name is Sid. And he's so happy that Tom is being punished. So he runs in and fetches him a pail of paint, and he says, oh no, we have enough paint to paint the fence. So you paint the fence. Okay, it's a very nice book. If you've not read it, then you can at least see the movie of it. Okay, it's very nicely.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, dear.
Can I go to washroom?
Yes, definitely. Just go and come back. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Can we have the next team? Can we have QC 11? Yes, QC 11. You again have a video. Yes, you again have a video clip. You just look at the video and then I'll ask you a question on it.
Lay beside her. She cradled her head in her arms, and presently she dozed off. It was that kind of day, sleepily warm and sunny. And while she slept, a wind sprang up. It came quietly, swishing gently through the trees, humming softly. Then it was joined by other random gusts, rushing over the tops of the mountains. The trees shook their heads and came to life. The wind fanned Binya's cheeks. The umbrella stirred on the grass. The wind grew stronger, picking up dead leaves and sending them spinning.
Okay. Now you have to identify the book on which this movie is made. Actually, this is an animated version. A movie was also made on this book, which won the National Award for Best Children's Film. So you have to identify the book, the story. Your time begins now.
And the answer is Emma.
Okay. Emma, you said? I'm afraid your answer is incorrect. The answer, what all can you see in this frame? You see a girl lying down, who her name is? What is her name? It said, the soundtrack said some name for the girl. Please unmute yourself. Yeah. What was the name for this girl? Which the narrator say? Binya. He says, he calls this girl Binya. And what else do you see in this thing, in the frame? Anything else that you see? But of course,
Yes,
you see the
ma'am.
trees. Yeah, what do you see?
The wind blowing the umbrella riding on the grasses.
Wind blowing the umbrella. And anything else? What is the color of that umbrella?
Ma'am, may I? Blue.
No. I'm asking that team.
And the blue umbrella.
The blue umbrella, yes. What is the color of that umbrella? The blue umbrella. And who's written this book?
Ma'am, Roald Dahl.
No.
Ruskin Bond.
Ruskin Bond, yes. Ruskin Bond was born, he's still there. Ruskin Bond was born in Dehradun in India. So all his books are, most of the books are, the names and the settings are in India. So these were the clues that you should have taken from this video clip, okay? So I'm afraid you don't get any marks, children. May we move to the next team. QC 12, are you ready? Sit straight, dear. The boy, please sit straight. I can't see your face. Yeah.
Ma'am, are we audible?
Yes, you're audible, dear.
Okay, ma'am.
And QC, this is QC 12. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
QC 12, you have a video clip. So please see that video clip carefully and I'll ask you a question on it. Okay. The boy is happy. The boy looks very happy. So he's seen it, right? So who's being killed here?
Ma'am, the answer is Voldemort.
Voldemort. Okay. Can you tell me that in which sequel or in which part was Voldemort killed finally?
Deadly Hallows second part. Ma'am, the Harry Potter and the Deadly Hallows second part.
Second part. And for how many parts was Harry trying to kill him?
Harry was trying to kill him in all the parts. Ma'am, in all the parts.
In all the parts. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So how many times did he try to kill him? I mean, there is a number that he, for the number of times.
He tried to kill him many times.
Okay, dear, tell me how many lives did this Voldemort have?
How many lives Voldemort has? Voldemort has total 8 lives, as he had 8 Horcrux with him. 8 lives as he had 8 Horcrux with him.
Okay, no, dear, it was not 8 lives. There were 7 lives. He had 7 lives. He had actually hidden his lives in 7 different places. He had hidden them. And the last place that was, the last place was a snake. Just before in this video clip, if you see the thing clip, you rewind it and see a snake is being killed. So the last life which was there was in that snake. As soon as the snake was killed, all the powers which this Voldemort, the wicked Voldemort have, he lost them, and his magic wand. What did come running to Harry? What did Harry receive?
The Elder Wand.
Yes, he received that Elder Wand, which was actually in the hands of Voldemort. Yeah, absolutely. So this boy has really seen all the movies of Harry Potter so very well. Good. So as you're interested in Harry Potter, so should you be interested in other literature also, children. Do read that literature with the same kind of interest, and it'll really enlighten you and you'll love reading it. Okay, can we have QC 13? QC 13? You have an audio clip. Now you have an audio clip, okay? So you listen to that audio clip very, very carefully. Thank you so much, Abhyamar. Now the question for you is, it's a signature tune of a famous TV serial, which is based on a novel, a series of novels. Can you just tell me the name of that serial and the books which are written on it?
Ma'am, the answer is Malgudi Days.
Malgudi Days. Have you seen that serial? Have you seen that the series?
No, I have not seen.
You've not seen. Okay, tell me one thing. Malgudi, is it a real city or is it a fictional? Yes, yeah?
It is a fictional town.
It's a fictional town. Where is it? In which part of India?
Southern part of India.
And who's written Malgudi Days?
Ma'am, R.K. Narayan has written Malgudi Days, and the illustrations have been done by R.K. Lakshman.
R.K. Lakshman. And who's R.K. Lakshman?
Illustrator of Malgudi Days.
Okay, but who was he? Who was he? I know you went on to the internet and read all the information.
I'm a cartoonist.
Yes, he was a cartoonist. Anything else about him? Anything else you know about him? He was R.K. Narayan's brother. They were brothers. Okay. So you missed out that point on the internet. Okay. Good, dear. At least you did a little bit of research work. But all these things come through a lot of reading. So do read a lot. Okay. So we move on to QC 14. QC 14, you have one picture coming up. You look at that picture and ask your question on it. Now you have to identify the character. Unmute yourself, unmute yourself, unmute. Yeah, you have to identify the character. Your time begins now.
Ma'am, it's a dwarf in Harry Potter.
You have to name the character. You have to give the name of the character. Okay, I'm afraid you did give me the answer. They've muted. Yeah, they've not given the correct answer. They said dwarf, but we asked you the name. The name of this character is Dobby.
Dobby.
Is Dobby, yes. The boy who is fond of Harry Potter is unmuted and spoken out. Yeah, it's Dobby. Great. So QC 14, you don't get marks for this. Now we move to QC 15. QC 15? Please
Yes, ma'am.
unmute,
Yes.
unmute yours. Yes. Now this is a video clip for you. Okay. Now you have to look at this video clip and then I'll ask you the question.
All but one of the deadly eggs.
Ricky Tikki, Nagaina has gone to the house and, oh, come quickly. She means killing.
Sit still, Teddy. You mustn't move, Teddy. Keep very still.
Son of the man that killed Meg, if you move.
Okay. Now sit straight, dear. Sit straight. Yeah. I would want to know the name of the author of this book. It's based, this clip is an animated version of his book. So I would want to know, and the name of the book has been mentioned there, Rikki Tikki Tavi. So I would want to know the name of the author.
Ma'am, Rudyard Kipling.
How did that come to you, child?
Ma'am, we just guessed.
You just searched?
Ma'am, we just guessed. Ma'am, guessed.
Guessed or searched? Guessed.
Ma'am,
Okay.
guessed.
Guessed. Okay. And the correct answer is Rudyard Kipling. Yes, of course. It's a story about a mongoose by the name of Rikki Tikki Tavi and Mr. Snake. And you all know that mongoose and snake, they are enemies. They're not very good friends. And it's a beautiful story. If you lay your hands on the story, do read it. And I think we read the abridged version of it when we were in class 3 or 4, though we had the story in our class 10th also, in the ICSE also. We had the original version, but we read the easy version, the abridged version in classes 3 or 4 maybe. Okay, now can we have QC 16? QC 16, you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
a picture. You'll be shown a picture and then I'll ask you a question. Identify the author. Your time begins now.
It doesn't match to any of my authors. Lewis Carroll. Should be good. Because there is no more. We should get Lewis Carroll. Ma'am, we would like to go with Lewis Carroll.
You would like to go with Lewis Carroll. Oh, that was a very nice guess. Good guesswork you both did, and it's absolutely right. He's Lewis Carroll. And Lewis Carroll in his childhood days, children used to write games. He used to make games, fantasy games. So, and that is the reason why you see in Alice's Wonderland, he's made that game. Which game did he make in Alice's Wonderland? Which game did I tell you about?
Croquet.
Not croquet, it's croquet. The T is silent there, croquet, okay? And what description did I give you of that? The game which was played in Alice in Wonderland. In real life, it's played differently, but how was it played in Alice?
Ma'am, flamingos were used as bats, and hedgehogs as balls, and guards as archers.
The cards were actually the soldiers.
Yes,
cards, because she was the Queen of Hearts.
Yes,
she was Queen of Hearts, so the cards are represented, were the representatives of her soldiers. So the soldiers had to make an arch, and through that the ball used to pass. Good. So that means you all are listening to me very intently and are actually carrying back some information with you. And how many of you just use the emojis? Huh? How many of you are going to now go back and pick on any of these books and read? All of you are interested? Has it generated interest in you? Yes, great. Now that was our aim. Basically, our aim was this, not a competition, but to generate interest in reading. Okay, now can we have QC 17?
Yes, ma'am.
You also have a video clip. Now look at the video clip and then I ask you a question on it. Sit straight, dear, both of you. Yeah. Oh, it's a picture. I'm so sorry. I said, yeah, you have to identify this character. You have to give me the name of this character. Your time begins now.
No, it's a white witch, ma'am.
White witch. Name of the character. Name of the character, I said.
Ma'am, Jadis? Ma'am, Jadis, ma'am. Ma'am, she's from Narnia.
She's from Narnia. She's Jadis. Yeah, absolutely.
She's a white witch.
She's a white witch, I know, and her name is Jadis. You gave me the correct answer. But can you tell me something about this white witch?
Ma'am, she can turn people into stone.
What else?
Ma'am, I think she can make humans animals.
And what did she do with Narnia?
I'm not sure, but I think she was making people animals. Or she was turning people into stones. Oh yeah.
No, she was turning people into stone. But what has she done with Narnia? What is Narnia? What is Narnia?
Narnia is a town.
Narnia is a town, okay. But what did she do with Narnia?
She took it over.
She took it over. She ruled over it. But she did something to Narnia. What did she do?
Mom, I don't know. I know.
That means you've not seen the movies, neither have you seen the movies, nor have you read.
I've watched the movie, ma'am. I've watched the movie, but it was like a long time ago.
Long time ago, but then this is something which really comes out, dear. She's frozen Narnia for 100 years.
Oh.
Don't you see snow everywhere in that movie? Everything is white.
Yeah, but
when you see the movie, do you see everything white?
Yeah. Yes, and I don't think I watched it properly.
Okay, so she's frozen Narnia for 100 years, though she turns everybody into a stone. She's turned everybody into a stone, but she has made Narnia into an ice city or a snow city for 100 years. She's frozen it, okay? And these children, they come along with the help of Aslan, they defeat her and kill her. Okay, can we have QC 18 now? QC
Yes,
18? QC 18, now you have a video clip. So just look at this video clip and then I'll ask you the question.
It's a honey sash for winter.
Have you lost your mind?
You said you wouldn't get mad.
Did you listen to anything Akira taught you? There's no place in the jungle for these tricks. You want to...
Okay, so you must have guessed which book is this from. Now, I want to know in which state of India is this story set? In the jungles of which state of India is this story set? And your time begins now.
No. I had read somewhere it was in Bihar. Shall we say? It's Bihar. Not in south. It's in west. Ma'am, in Madhya Pradesh.
You, yes, what is the correct answer? Give one answer.
Ma'am, Madhya Pradesh.
Why did you change from Bihar to Madhya Pradesh?
Ma'am, because then I exactly remembered what I had read. Yes, ma'am.
What did you read? What was the exact thing that you read?
Ma'am, that the jungles in which the movie is based on is in Madhya Pradesh. I had read that.
You'd read that, but what gives you an idea? I mean, is there anything in the story which gives you a clue that it was in Madhya Pradesh and not in Bihar?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Ma'am, I was searching in Google.
And you were searching in Google. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I had searched back before.
Okay, sometime back. Okay. Let me tell you. Okay, just give me one answer. Since you are fond of reading Jungle Book and you've seen this movie probably, and you've also Googled it out, tell me the name of the pack to which Mowgli belonged. So, what was the name of what was the name?
Ma'am, he belonged to a wolf pack.
Wolf pack. What was the name of that wolf pack?
Ma'am, I don't remember that.
The name of that wolf pack was Seoni pack. Okay, it was Seoni, and Seoni is a city. It's a city which a tribal city rather in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and therefore it's absolutely right. This story has been set in the forest area of Madhya Pradesh, and the pack, the name of the pack also comes from that city. Where the tribals live by the name of Seoni. The city is Seoni, so they get the name as Seoni pack. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So you get full 10 marks here. Now we move on to the last team, that is QC 19. You have a picture here, so you just look at that picture, and then I'll ask you a question. Now, this is the cover page of a book. The name of the book is The City of Dreadful Night. You have to give me on which Indian city has this book been written. The name of, and your time begins now. Okay, this book is on the city of Calcutta, And the book was written by Rudyard Kipling, and he has talked about the nights and the life of the people of Calcutta. Okay. And let me tell you, Rudyard Kipling was born in India. He is an English writer. He's basically an English person. His nationality is he is not an Indian national, but he was born in India, and he's written many of his books are set in India itself. Okay, many of his books are talking about India. So we come to the end of this round, the third round. I hope you all have learned something out of this third round. Rajni ma'am, can we have the scores now?
Can you? After round 3, the scores are QC 02 30.
Rajni, can I read out then for the others, for everybody? QC 01, it's 20, QC 02, 30, QC 03 is 20, 20 for QC 04, QC 05, 30, QC 06, 30, QC 07 at 10, QC 08 at 20, 9 is at 10, and 11, 12 is also at 10. Then QC 12 is at 20, and QC 13 is at 30. Then QC 14, 10, QC 14 is at 10, 15 is at 20, 16 is at 30, 17 is at 30, 18 is at 20, and 19 at 20. So we have still one more round to go. Over to you, Sunita ma'am.
Thank you, Anu ma'am. And we are into the fourth round of the Lit Wizards, which also happens to be the last round of the contest today. And we again begin with QC 19. So QC 19, yes, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The question for you all is, which of the following is an autobiography of Ruskin Bond? And the options are A Life in Words, The Race of My Life, The Fall of a Sparrow, and Lone Fox Dancing. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, the answer is the Lone Fox Dancing.
Bang on, that's the correct answer. You hit the right option, Lone Fox Dancing. And I'm sure you all know what is the meaning of autobiography now. Yes, Anu ma'am had told you in the first round. And you also know the difference between an autobiography, a biography, and a semi-autobiography?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So QC 19 gets full 10 marks for giving us the correct answer. We move on to QC 18. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sorry for interrupting, but I really need to go to the washroom. It's urgent.
It's urgent, but your chance hasn't come yet, and we cannot allow you to leave like this.
Ma'am, it's QC 05.
05, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Vera ma'am, should we allow her to go to the washroom?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You may.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, and be fast, huh? Okay, QC 18. The
Yes, ma'am.
question for you is, which Charles Dickens novel features the character Ebenezer Scrooge? And your options are A, A Christmas Carol, B, A Tale of Two Cities, C, Oliver Twist, and D, David Copperfield. And your time starts now.
Boy, are you using a multiple windows? Are you using multiple windows?
He's right.
Ma'am, I think David Copperfield.
You said David Copperfield. So that's your final answer, David Copperfield. So I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, now the time is up, child. So the correct answer is A Christmas Carol. It's Christmas Carol. And all these four books, the four options, all these books have been written by Charles Dickens. Okay. So QC 18 gets no marks.
Yes, ma'am.
QC 17, are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is, name the two cities in which Charles Dickens' novel, A Tale of Two Cities, is set. And your options are Paris and Madrid, London and Madrid, Paris and Oslo, Paris and London. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, Paris and London.
Which option is that? Paris and London? Option D, yeah, that's the correct answer, and you get full marks for that. And you know, this book was written during the French Revolution. QC 16, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
16, yes. And the question for you is, what is Shylock's profession in the play Merchant of Venice? And your options are A, lawyer, B, merchant, C, moneylender, and D, sailor. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, the answer is C, moneylender.
Very good. That's the correct answer. C, moneylender. And QC 16 gets full marks for answering it correctly. QC 15.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The question for you is, what type of party does Alice have in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? And your options are A, retirement party, B, a mad tea party, C, slumber party, and D, birthday party. And your time starts now.
Natty or birthday?
Have you decided on the answer? Yes, what is it? Could you read it out, please?
A mad tea party.
Yes, that's the correct answer. Absolutely right. A mad tea party. And QC 15 gets full marks for answering it correctly. QC 14, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you. Name the pet owl of Harry Potter.
Ma'am, Hagrid.
Listen to the question, child. Listen to the question. Name the pet owl of Harry Potter. And the options are Hagrid, Hedgie, Hedwig, Hogwarts. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, it is A, Hagrid.
It's A, Hagrid, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're going with A, Hagrid?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. You all were in a hurry to answer it. You should have discussed it, children. Yeah, the correct answer is C, Hedwig.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupting, but I want to go to washroom. It's urgent.
You may go. So Hedwig is the correct answer. QC 14 gets no marks as the answer they gave was incorrect. QC 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The question for you is, which literary work describes the childhood of Rudyard Kipling? And the options are A, Our Fathers of Old, The Moral Reformers, Baba Black Sheep, and Ganga Din. And your time starts now. Yes, can we get the answer?
I'm Ganga Din.
Oh, I'm afraid. Did you get the answer? What was it? Ganga Din, you said. Oh, Ganga Din is the wrong answer anyways. The correct answer is, you'll be surprised to know the correct answer. It is Baba Black Sheep. So you get no marks for this. QC is 13. QC 12, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the question for you is, what is the name of the town where Huck, Jim, and Tom live at the beginning of the novel Adventures of Tom Sawyer? And your options are A, Cairo, B, St. Louis, C, St. Petersburg, and D, Pikesville. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, St. Petersburg.
Are you giving me the answer or are you asking me?
Ma'am, answer. St.
Okay.
Petersburg.
Yes, it is St. Petersburg. That's the correct answer. So team QC 12 gets full marks for answering it correctly. Team QC 11, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, ready. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is, what is the name of Matilda's teacher? And the options are A, Mrs. Lizzie Sugar, B, Mrs. Jennifer Honey, C, Mrs. Lavender Bogdotter, and D, Miss Amanda Tripp. And your time starts now.
And the answer is A.
The answer is A. Could you read out the answer? What is it?
Mr. Lizzie Sugar.
Mrs. Lizzie Sugar, I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is B, Mrs. Jennifer Honey. So you get no marks for answering it incorrectly. QC 11. And you know who's Matilda? Do you know about Matilda? No? I'll tell you. Matilda is an extraordinarily intelligent girl whose potential is recognized by her teacher. And who's the teacher? Now you know the teacher. That is Miss Jennifer Honey. Okay, QC 10. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
The question for you is, what is the name of Nancy Drew's best friend? And the options are A, Bess Marvin, B, Hannah Gruen, C, Shannon, and D, Beth Marvin. And your time starts now.
I think Bet Marvin.
Which option?
And D.
I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is A, that is Bess Marvin. Okay, so team QC10 gets no marks for it. I was sure that the girl would have known the answer because Nancy Drew is a favorite among girls, Nancy Drew series. Anyway, QC9, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready.
The question for you is, this book by Rudyard Kipling is the story of a little orphan boy who is raised in Lahore. And the options are A, Jim, B, Mowgli, C, Kim, and D, Harvey. And your time starts now.
Kim, I think so. Kim. Ma'am, the answer is Kim.
Oh, very good. That's the correct answer. The answer is option C, that is Kim. And team QC09 gets full marks for answering it correctly. QC08, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is, which of the following characters is a dwarf in the novel David Copperfield? And the options are A, Miss Mosher, B, Miss Peggotty, C, Miss Emily, and D, Miss Barkis. And your time starts now.
Miss, the answer is A, Miss Mosher.
Miss Mosher, yes, that's the correct answer. Team 08 gets full marks for answering it correctly. Have you read this novel or the abridged version, the story?
Miss, Miss, I did it. I searched it from Google long back.
Okay, thank you. So QC08 gets full marks for answering it correctly. QC07, are you ready? 07.
Yes,
QC07, are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is, what is the surname of the main character in Jane Austen's novel, Emma? And the options are A, Woodbine, B, Woodhouse, C, Woodrow, and D, Woodville. And your time starts now. Yes. Be fast in giving the answer.
Answer D, Woodville.
You asking me or giving me the answer first?
Answer.
Answer, okay. I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. And the correct answer is B, Woodhouse. And who is the main character in this book, Emma? Who's the main character?
Sorry, ma'am, I've never read this.
You've never, okay. The main character is Emma, okay. And the surname is Woodhouse. So Emma Woodhouse. So I'm afraid you get no marks for answering it incorrectly. QC06, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, we are ready.
Okay. And the question for QC06 is, where does the Dursley family live in the Harry Potter series? And your options are A, 6 Dill Street, Petunia Crossing, B, 12 Gringotts Corner, C, 4 Privet Drive, Little Whinging, and D, 16 Diagon Alley, London. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, the answer is
Yes.
D1, 16 Jigon Ali Lanjan.
I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is 4 Privet Drive, Little Whinging.
Okay, ma'am.
You haven't watched the Harry Potter series? Either of you? Have you watched or read?
Ma'am, yeah, we have read it, but we forget it.
Okay, do you know who the Dursley family is?
No, ma'am.
No, so I'll tell you. The Dursleys are the uncle and aunt of Harry Potter with whom he lives after the death of his parents. Okay, so I'm afraid QC06 gets no marks for answering it incorrectly. QC05 is ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you all. Who is Minerva McGonagall in the Harry Potter series? A professor of witchcraft and wizardry, professor of magic theory, C, professor of history, and D, professor of transfiguration. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, the answer is D, professor of transfiguration.
Very good. That's the correct answer. You have watched all the Harry Potter series, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Good. So 05, QC05 gets full marks for answering it correctly. 04, QC04, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Ready?
Yes.
Yes. So the question for you is, what were the first names of the Hardy Boys? And your options are A, Frank and Joe, B, Joe and Tom, C, Frank and Shark, and D, Tom and Frank. And the time starts now.
Ma'am, the D1 is Tom and Frank.
You said D, Tom and Frank? Yes. Oh, I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is A, Frank and Joe. So QC04 does not get any marks for this question. QC03, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And the question for you is, along the banks of which river did Tom Sawyer grow up in the book, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer? And the options are the Ohio River, the Mississippi River, the Colorado River, and Nile River. And your time begins now.
Ma'am, B, the Mississippi River.
Louder.
B, the Mississippi River.
It's B, the Mississippi River, and the answer is absolutely right. And you get full marks for answering it correctly. Where is Mississippi River? Do you know where is the Mississippi River? In which country? No, it's in North America. Okay. QC02. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
The question for you is, who loses the opportunity to marry Portia by choosing a silver casket? Okay, and the options are the Jew of Malta, the Prince of Aragon, the Prince of Morocco, the Viscount of Normandy. And your time begins now.
Yes, ma'am. The answer for this question is the Prince of Aragon.
Bang on, that's the correct answer. Very good. And the QC02 gets full marks for answering it correctly. And you know from which story are we talking about here? You know the name of the story we're talking about? The book?
Merchant of Venice.
Merchant of Venice, yes, right. So we come, QC01, are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question for you is,
06.
Which friend of Noddy lives in Toadstool Cottage? And the options are A, Big Ears, B, Master Tubby Bear, C, Dinah Doll, and D, Tessie Bear. And your time starts now.
Ma'am, B, Master Tubby Bear.
You said B, Master Tubby Bear. I'm afraid that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is A, Big Ears. QC01 gets no points for answering it incorrectly. With this, we come to the end of the Lit Wizards. The results are being compiled, and today we've given you a plethora of good books and authors, and I'm sure you all are going to delve deep into them right from today and become avid readers. Will you all? We've given you the names of so many books and authors.
Yes,
all of you? Yes, yes.
What you have said, we got disconnected.
Pardon?
What you have said, we were not able to listen it.
You could not hear. I said we've given you a plethora, a number of books and authors today. And I'm sure that you are going to delve deep. That means you're going to read all those books and become avid readers. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, children. Over to Vanita, ma'am. Please stay on. We'll be announcing the results shortly.
Thank you, Sunita ma'am. And now we've come to the end of this event. And believe me, children, I didn't want it to end. We were enjoying it so much, you know, with your answers and the questions. And you people were brilliant because you all proved to be lit wizards in true sense. And initially, I had said that there would be a bombardment of questions, but believe me, it was met with the bombardment of correct answers too. We really enjoyed them. And not to forget the details and some information given by our moderators, which has really, you know, filled me with a lot of inquisitiveness, because the books which I haven't read, I would really want to know more about those, you know, the books, and the details provided by our moderators have made me very inquisitive. And I expect that you all must be also equally inquisitive about the details and about the characters which we didn't know and which maybe we missed reading, right? So I'm sure you're going to go home and search for all those books and are going to read further. So I think your results are getting tabulated. And in the meantime, I would request our senior principal, respected Miss Jayashree Krishnan, Principal, Rajendra Nagar 1 campus. Ma'am, if you could hear from you. I think ma'am is busy elsewhere. So there's some. Okay, I think ma'am is busy somewhere. So may I request respected Ms. Vera Hazela, ma'am, if you could please tell the children about the entire thing and how they did.
Yes, certainly.
there's some, inputs from you, valuable inputs from you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vanita ma'am. And I would just like to tell the children that there is all the need to read and read and read and read. Unless you read enough, you can't really do justice to a literary quiz. The adapted versions, the movie versions, okay, you may see them, you might watch them, you might not. But reading is something you have to take to in a very big way. It should become a habit for you. To an extent that you can't go to bed without reading. That is the kind of intensity, it should have by way of indulgence, by way of your own interest in reading. So not just for the purpose of winning a quiz, or not just for the purpose of winning a competition, children, but take up reading as a regular exercise, a regular hobby, which you enjoy. And believe you me, once you start doing that, you love it, and there'll come a time when you can't do without a book, So take to this in a very big way and enjoy reading is all I would say. I'd like to congratulate all of you for participating so beautifully, for taking such an interest in a quiz like this, for doing the research work, because the texts were prescribed, the authors were prescribed for you to come prepared for this quiz. And therefore, as grade 5 graders, as students you are how many years old? You're all of how many years of age? Who will tell me?
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am,
One of you tell me.
I'm 11 years old. Ma'am, 11 years old.
Yes, you are merely 11 years old, and some of you may be a little over 10. So if you take to reading from now on, if you take to reading from now on, imagine how much knowledge you will sort of gather and put together, how beautifully you can take off on a flight of imagination. Who knows, maybe you turn into authors yourselves and the other children start reading your books. So do all of this. All I would say is a huge God bless, and read and read and read. Okay? Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you, because for me, all of you have been winners. Since you participated, you represented your campuses, and you were here on this virtual platform of Lit Wizards 2021. God bless. Thank you very much, Vinita ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Jai Jagat ma'am. Thank you,
Jai Jagat. Jai Jagat to all of you. Jai Jagat.
Jai Jagat ma'am. Jai Jagat ma'am.
So children, you must be eager to know your results, but then there are many of you who have the same scores, and I'm sure we are going to have some tie-break rounds also. So over to Sunita Basi ma'am.
Yeah, you're right, Vanita ma'am. There is a tie between 4 teams, and the teams are QC 17, QC 16, QC 05, and QC 02. So are the teams ready for the tiebreaker? You will be pinned, you all will be pinned, and I will be asking a question. Okay, how will you answer the question? I am just going to read out the question. The question is not going to be displayed on the screen as it was done during the rounds. Got it, children? Just show me a thumbs up. You understood? The question will not be displayed on the screen. I will read out the question. You have to listen to it carefully, and you have to show me a thumbs up if you know the correct answer, or if you want to answer
Ma'am, just may I come in here? You all know how to use the reaction buttons?
Emojis.
You all know how to use it? So which reaction button are you going to use? You're going to raise your hand, like I'm raising my hand. Okay? So the person who raises the hand first gets to answer. And if by mistake you give the incorrect answer, you're out of the race. Then the other 3 will go on to the next question. Okay, so this is an elimination round. So there will be a negative marking for this. And for every correct answer, you get a +5. And incorrect answer, you get a -5. So play safe and play well. Secondly, we are not showing you the question because we want to see you. We've pinned 4 of you. So we want to see you on our screens, right? And ma'am will read out the question. She'll read out the QC 17, please ask your teacher to leave. You all are big enough to take care. Okay, right. So sit straight, dear. Sit straight. Yeah. Over to you.
Yes. So listen to the question carefully. I'll just read out the question. It is not going to be displayed. And the question is, how was Octavius related to Julius Caesar? And the options are A, brother, B, adopted son, C, great uncle, and D, cousin.
Okay, 05. Raise the hand first.
Ma'am, the answer is adopted son.
The answer is adopted son, and that's the correct answer. So you move up by 5 points. QC 05.
Next question.
So next question. You can unpin them, 05.
No, keep them pinned. Keep them pinned.
Okay. Now the next question is going to be answered by the other 3 teams, and QC 05 will not answer this question.
No, ma'am, there will be another
Okay.
tie then.
Okay, fine.
We'll ask them 5 questions.
Okay.
Whoever gets the marks.
Okay.
Accordingly.
You all can take part in this question also. Okay. All the 4 teams.
But there will be negative marking. There will be negative marking.
Okay. The question is, listen to it carefully. What does Antony call Brutus in the play Julius Caesar? And the options are. Okay, you may answer. 02, QC 02.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
the answer is nobleman.
You said nobleman. Actually, the correct answer is the noblest Roman. The answer is the noblest Roman.
See, at times, taking a plunge is not helpful. Listen to the options. So you get a -5 there. And this is an elimination round. We are not helping you to attempt the quiz. Okay? So do not stop the teacher from saying the options.
Yeah, so they should be unpinned, no? 02.
Yeah.
So now we are left with 3 teams. That's QC 17, QC 05, and QC 16. And the question for you is, how many books are there in the Chronicles of Narnia series?
17.
QC 17?
Ma'am, 7.
7, that's the correct answer. You move up by 5 points. Now one more question. The next question, lower your hand, QC 16, and listen to this question carefully. What does Portia ask as a fee for fighting the case? And the options, should I give the options? Yes, the options are 2,000 ducats, a ring, option C is a car, and option D is a boat. QC 16 has raised the hand. Yes?
Ma'am, a ring.
A ring. Very good. That's the correct answer.
So at the end of 5 questions, we have a tie between 05 and 16. Okay. So 017, QC 17 is out of a race. We'll just give one question to 05 and 16. You have to get it correct. Okay.
Okay.
Just last question. Otherwise, we'll announce the same position for both of you.
Should I read out the question? Listen to it carefully. Which of the following books is written by R.K. Narayan? And here you have to listen to the options. And the options are How I Taught My Grandmother to Read, 3000 Stitches, The Gopi Diaries, The Vendor of Sweets. QC 17 and QC 05.
No, 05 we are giving a chance. 17 is not getting a chance.
QC 05. Unmute yourselves. And what is the right answer, child?
Ma'am, who should answer?
05.
05, yes. You
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the vendor of sweets.
Excellent. That's the correct answer. Very good. So we have the winners.
So you get a bonus of 5 marks. So we'll tabulate the results and then Vera ma'am will announce the results. Okay. Just give us a little bit of time.
Okay, children, you have really given tough time to our, scorekeepers. So they are still, calculating and tabulating and you're, answering again and again. So it was really brilliant. Now, what do we do till the time your results come? Shall we do something? We've had enough of all these books and authors and movies and stories. So how about increasing our vocabulary also a little bit? Right? Should I ask you a few questions or no? Yes? Can I have your thumbs up? Okay, very nice. Okay, so today we are here and see, we all are sitting and watching you. So what are we called? We are audience, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it? So your teachers are also watching you, your friends, and also we all are the audience. But if you're watching a sports activity, then what would you be called? Would you be still called audience?
Ma'am, fans.
No. Who can give me the right answer?
And me.
Spectators.
Spectators. Absolutely correct. Okay, so one more question I would like to ask. Okay, anybody can give me another name for dictionary?
Encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia is not the other name.
Thesaurus. Thesaurus.
Thesaurus.
Thesaurus is also a name. There's one more name which was initially like, it was.
Thesaurus.
Anything else that is called?
And thesaurus.
Apart from thesaurus? Have you all heard of lexicon? No? Lexicon. That is also another name of dictionary. Okay, so you people know about collective nouns, isn't it? A herd of cattle, a bunch of keys, a bouquet of flowers and all. But what would you use for geese if there are many geese? You know what geese are?
And swarm of bees.
Not bees, not bees. Not bees, not bees, children.
A gaggle of geese. No, a gaggle of geese.
Absolutely.
Gaggle of geese. Gaggle of geese.
But if you have to call a group of squirrels, then what would you call them?
Ma'am, could you repeat? Ma'am, could you repeat?
If you have to call a group of squirrels, then what would you use? Which collective noun will you use then? Anyone?
Scurry.
Yes, scurry, and there's one more word.
Trail. Scurry or dray.
Dray, absolutely. My goodness, you people are so very intelligent. Who answered this? Who answered this? Scurry and dray. Very good. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. Okay, I want to ask you something. So very similar spellings and all. So when you paint on a canvas, you use your paint, you keep your paint on something, no? What is that plate called?
Palette. Ma'am, palette. Palette.
And what is the spelling of that palette? One by one. Who wants to answer? Yes? Who wants to answer this question? Okay. Okay. QC 15. Yes, you may answer.
Ma'am, Pallete.
Okay. So if I tell you that another spelling, if I give you Pallate, what does that mean?
Ma'am, please repeat.
Pallate. What does that mean? That is a palette.
Ma'am, palette. Two more. One is a sort of thing that top part of mouth is. Another one is a part of the mouth.
Okay, part of mouth. Which spelling is that? Which spelling is that? When you want to denote the part. Okay, so if I say Pallete, what does that mean?
Ma'am, that is another sort of building that like I don't actually know the name, but it's related to a building. Yeah, it's like it's actually a building. Yes, ma'am, it's a building sort of thing. Type of architecture sort of.
No, it's kind of bed, bunk beds.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, but then you all know quite a bit, huh?
Flat instrument.
Okay, what should I ask you now? Okay, let me ask you some sounds. What is that sound called which the bulls make? Like the dog barks, isn't it? The horses, they neigh. What do the bulls do?
Ma'am, they howl.
Bulls, not the wolves. Bulls, bulls. Yes, many hands raised. QC09.
Ma'am, roar.
QC09 can answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I can't hear that question.
I said,
Ma'am, they roar.
I'm just asking you about the sounds, like the dogs bark, the horses neigh, the snakes hiss.
Ma'am, bulls.
What do the bulls do?
Bellow. Ma'am, bellow. Ma'am, bellow. Ma'am,
Yes.
BELLO.
Absolutely, absolutely correct. Okay. Now, what else should I ask you? Okay, some other sounds like what is the sound of fire called? When the fire is burning, we can hear some sounds, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do we define that sound? How do we what do we say about that sound?
Ma'am, crackling.
Yes, crackling.
Excuse me,
And-
ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, I wanted to say something related to the festival.
yes, tell me.
Ma'am, I promised that we didn't cheat in the third round. It was me who was interrupting her now.
I didn't get you, child. Regarding what are you saying? Say again, child. I didn't get you. Who was this? QC01, you wanted to say something? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to say that in the third round, we were not cheating. There was no one in our room. I only interrupted my partner while he was speaking the answer.
Okay, fine, child. Okay.
Ma'am, so we should get the point.
Mhm. Was it deducted that time?
Yes, ma'am, it was deducted. Yes, ma'am.
But then, child, we could hear something, we could hear a sound
Ma'am, I was only speaking that.
Okay, I'll talk to your moderators again, right? You all are QC01, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me get back to you after some time. Okay, in the meantime, we can still continue, because your results are still being tabulated. And okay, now what about some other sounds? Okay, what is the sound of water?
I'm gurgling.
Gurgling, or otherwise, just throw water. What do you call? What is that word? We don't say- Splash is the correct word. Okay, well, how about your idioms and some, those things also I can ask you, right? Okay, what do you mean by black sheep? When we use this term that, he's the black sheep of the family, what does that mean?
Ma'am, to speak something in very improper manner.
That means he's not very worthy, not a very worthy person, isn't it?
The one
Person
that doesn't fit.
who doesn't do anything.
The
Right.
one that doesn't fit in the family.
Okay.
Ma'am, the odd one.
So if I call one of my friends, if I call her wet blanket, what does that mean? Is it that she's wearing a wet blanket or she's covering herself with a wet blanket?
Ma'am, she is afraid.
Pardon? I didn't get you.
Ma'am, she is afraid.
She's afraid. No, that's not the correct answer. If I call somebody a wet blanket, what does that mean?
A person who spoils others' plans.
Yes, a spoil sport, right? Sometimes, some people, they spoil the fun. Okay, so what do you mean by early bird? Is it that the bird comes early in the morning to your house?
Ma'am, gets up early.
And the idiom is early bird catches the
Early
worm.
or reaches any place
Ma'am,
wherever
it
he
means
or
that the
she
one who
has to
comes
go.
first.
Yes, any gathering also, if somebody comes, first,
Excuse
reaches
me,
first, that person is also called early bird. Yes, somebody is saying something.
Ma'am, QC12. Ma'am, actually, we just wanted to inform that in round 1 of the books and authors, we were being asked the question and we were just prompting the answer, but due to some technical glitch, we were not audible. But now our lips can be read, and we were audible at the time when we answered the question.
But child, if I remember that time, your time was over.
Ma'am, before the time
If you remember,
answered.
child, if you remember the rule, you had to answer within that stipulated time of 30 seconds.
Not actually, we answered before the time was started. As soon as the time started, we just started.
But we could not hear you, children. We could not hear you. And by the time you spoke, the time was over. All right. So that is why we want a proper connection, and we want, you all to, answer properly at the right moment. All right. So that was just a bad luck. Maybe next time. Okay. But you all were answering quite well. It doesn't matter if you have got 5 or 10 marks less. Okay.
Ma'am, QC09.
Should I ask you something else?
Ma'am, I also have an issue.
Yes.
Ma'am, some participants.
I thought I would, interact with you people, just, to know something or to tell you about something. But you people are, you have some issues to say. Okay, tell me.
Ma'am, some participants were given second chance.
I didn't get you. Say again, child.
Ma'am, some participants were getting second chance in the second round.
No. Which participant got a second chance? Can you name the code?
Yes, ma'am, they were given second chances. We also
We didn't get. Ma'am, but 20 seconds.
And the ma'am was saying that 15 seconds are left, we can answer again. But
Yes,
ma'am,
the chance is given only within those 30 seconds, not beyond that. Not after the 30 seconds.
We were in the 30
I'm in the first one. 17 gave the answer after 30 seconds.
This child is pinned. Actually, just hang on, children. Okay, so should we go further? Should I ask you something?
Yes,
Or you just
ma'am.
want to sit quietly and no? Okay, let me ask you something. Okay, what do you mean by culture vulture? When we call somebody, oh, he's a culture
Ma'am, the
vulture.
Mixed culture.
Mixed culture, no? Try again.
Ma'am, the one who didn't have a good culture.
Oh, no. I'm afraid that is also a wrong answer.
Who adopts things from all the cultures?
A person who knows about his culture. Okay, that person is known as culture vulture. A vulture, knowing all kinds of culture. Okay. Who's called a smart cookie?
Ma'am, who is very smart?
Yeah, but see, many people, smartness can be, considered in many other ways also. But when do we call a person a smart cookie?
Miss, a person who makes good decisions. Miss, a person who makes good decisions.
Yes, a person who can handle any kind of situation in a very prompt manner, right? They can handle any situations very smartly. Those people are called smart cookies. Okay, so let me ask you something more. Okay, when we call a person go-getter, what do you mean by that? Go-getter? Anyone?
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
When we call a person, he or she is a go-getter. So what does that mean?
Ma'am, go-getter means when we want to wake up someone.
When we want to
Wake up someone.
wake up someone? No, I'm afraid that's not the correct answer. Anything else that comes to your mind?
It's kind of like a good luck.
No. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying your answers. Any other answers? Yeah. Tell me. What is go-getter? Whom do we call go-getter? Nobody could answer. Yeah? Who said such?
Competitor.
I can't just get it,
Competitor.
One by one.
I'm competitor.
Okay, it's actually competitor, or you can say the person who's very ambitious. Okay. And I think, let me find out, I think your results are also ready. So we are very, very much now ready to announce them also. Okay, just let me find out. Okay. Now the results have been tabulated, and I would request respected Ms. Vera Hajera, ma'am, to please announce the results. Vera, ma'am. Okay, children, now, with the palpitating hearts, you all are waiting for your results. So I'm going to invite And respected Mrs. Vera Hajula ma'am. Ma'am, if you could please come and announce the results and let the suspense be over, ma'am. Children, just wait. Ma'am is coming. Ma'am is there? Yes. Still connected. Okay, children, our results are also ready, and I would like to invite respected Miss Vera Hajula ma'am. Ma'am, if you could please announce the results and let the suspense be over. Children are really eagerly waiting for the same.
Good afternoon, and Jai Jagat, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Right. So is it time now for me to announce the results?
Yes, ma'am. We are eagerly waiting, and the children also.
Okay. So I'm sorry there was some connectivity issues because of which I was doing the back and forth
Yes,
on
ma'am.
my. Finally, I've been able to grab my and gain feet. Now, well, we'll go in ascending order, which is to say that I'll begin with the special mention prize. And the special mention prize goes to Mahanagar campus, represented by Radhika Venkatesh and Gagan Agarwal. Congratulations, Radhika. Congratulations, Gagan. Very, very well done. It's a huge achievement. Very well done, Lit Wizards. Next, we move to, well, we don't have a third prize. We have a second prize for two campuses because two teams have earned the same scores and the same position, and therefore it's a tie between these two teams for the second position. And the second prize goes to Gomti Nagar Cambridge section and Aliganj campus too. So from Gomti Nagar Cambridge section, we have Adya Rastogi and Jeremy Shekhar. Congratulations. And from Aliganj campus too, we have Pratyusha and Pratap Singh. You for children from campus event. And now, for the first prize, we have Gomti Nagar Campus 1. Nariti Mehta and Kushagra Tripathi. A round of applause for the first prize winners, and hearty congratulations to Nariti and Kushagra for doing a brilliant job at the 8th Literary Fest 2021 under the canopy of Lit Wizards 2021 for grade 5. Very well done indeed. Congratulations to all the winners, and congratulations to all the participants for doing such a brilliant job of this beautiful event. A huge congratulations to the teachers who have prepared you and mentored you for this event. Huge congratulations to all the principals of all the campuses for giving you an opportunity to represent your respective campuses on this platform. Huge round of congratulations to the members of the CSI for weaving this beautiful fabric together, putting all of this together so beautifully by way of a beautiful event for the 5th graders. And a huge round of congratulations to Basu ma'am, under whose able guidance this has been made possible. I would also like to thank at this juncture the tech team of City Montessori School and the host campus which has loaned its venue for this event, the principal, Dipali Gautam ma'am of Station Road campus, and the lovely team at Station Road, along with the tech team of City Montessori School at the head office, which has put this together. Thank you very, very much, one and all. A huge God bless, and looking forward to many more events such as this. Thank you, and Jai Jai.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And with this, we come to the end of the third event of our 8th Literary Fest. And we look forward for another one in the month of October.
Vanita ma'am, can I speak to them for a minute? Until now, I was asking you questions, but this is the end of Lit Wizards for this session, but this is the beginning of your reading journey. So become avid readers. Children, pick up books and read. It's a journey which you'll cherish throughout your life. How many of you are going to promise me that you're going to read? Nice paperbacks. Hold the book in your hand. Get that feel of that book and read it. Come on, give me the emoji, reaction buttons. Reaction buttons. Yeah, you're showing me the thumbs up, but the reaction buttons. Yeah, I can see many of them. Yes, please start reading. And it was lovely having you all here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vanita ma'am. You can culminate.
Thank you, children. You all may leave now.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. You all were brilliant.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And Jai Jagat, ma'am.
Jai Jagat, children.